So this is Puer, and this is considered a dark tea, not a black tea, not an oolong, and not a green tea. It is processed in a much different way, which is basically very little processing. It's got an indoor withering, so some of the moisture is allowed to evaporate out. It's rolled in these baskets to kind of break up some of the cellular structure. Goes through that kill green stage to kill that bitter enzyme, and then dried, usually outside. And that's it. And then allowed to age. Generally now, 10 years is considered it's aged, although in the past it was 20 or 30 years. It's just hard to find those teas anymore. They're very expensive, very rare. This is what now, 2006, 13-year-old tea already. It softens it. It turns the liquor from yellow, green to deep red over time. So for me, these Iwu teas, the first thing I get with these is it's really, really thick in the back of the mouth, back of the throat. So it's a lot about a mouthfeel for me. It's a little hint of bitterness, like stone fruity or like fruit, like fruit skin, if that makes sense. Apricot skin kind of vibe. There's a hint of smoke, right? Just a hint. I don't like too smoky of Puers. A lot of times, from what I saw when they were drying the leaves, the air is filled with smoke from like burning forests and just whatever. It's just smoky in the environment, and so it picks it up, I think, just from the air. They're not intentionally smoking the tea leaves at all, but it's just in the ambient environment. I never saw the sun. It was always like hazy and kind of smoggy, but not from cars, because there are no cars really to speak of. They're out in the middle of nowhere. I noticed that when we were up there were guards in access roads that would go from one region to another, checking trucks to see that they weren't bringing material in to that area to blend the cheaper tea into the thing before it was sold off. And they make sure that the trucks are empty. There's a little guard post. I thought that was really interesting. And like any product, any consumer type product, price and quality often don't go hand in hand. A lot of times it's name recognition. So for Puer, it's like if it's come from La Bonjour, like that's a name recognition area. People want to spend a lot of money on it. Oftentimes there's very little of that actual tea in there. And lesser known regions that could be literally 100 yards away with exactly the same tea trees would sell for half or a third because of the name. I love this tea. I really do. It's a cooling, for sure there's that cooling, that huigan, that returning sweetness and cooling. Like you could taste this tea 5 minutes after you drink it, which is something I just love. You finish the session and then go in to do something else and you're like, oh. It's like a memory, like it's a sense memory, actually. Each cake has its own personality. It's like literally like a different friend. It's like, oh yeah, it's good to see you again. Like let's hang out,